Hey guys, welcome back. We're going to be doing some work on the Mustang today. What I have here is a new alternator, power line, and a dedicated ground for my system here. So this is something you can do on pretty much any car. Basically the benefits to doing something like this, getting higher grade wire and a dedicated ground, is when your car is running, the alternator is charging the system, and it's using the lines that came on the car stock, which might not be too great. Basically, voltage isn't as efficient as it can be. If you swap out for something like this, higher gauge wire, higher quality stuff, and a dedicated ground, it gives your car more available voltage. So if you have, this is good for, like if you have sound systems, or in my case, I have my supercharger, lots of gauges, lots of electronics running off of it. So this will just help. I'm going to demonstrate it by getting the car warmed up, testing the voltage from the battery, doing the swap, and then showing you the end result. So this is a piece made by S&H Performance. They make kits for Department of Boost and also just stock Mustangs. So if you have a stock Mustang, hit them up. It's like, I'm not sure of the pricing, I'll have to put it on the screen, but it's pretty cheap for one of these, and basically just makes your car run happier. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that. I'll show you how disgusting my line is. You have to modify your stock line. If you do Department of Boost, you have to extend it like 8 inches. So you'll see how bad it is. So this will really clean it up. It looks really nice. All US made parts, very nice. And yeah, the install should take like 20 minutes. I mean, just have to unplug it and, get it going. So first step is to disconnect the negative terminal in your battery. You don't want any charge in the system, and then start from there. All right, guys, it might be kind of hard to hear. I'm kind of hiding behind the hood here, but you see right now I'm getting 14.6, which is actually pretty good. It is a new battery. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. So that's what we're seeing. So I'm gonna go ahead and start disconnecting the alternator wires and get it going. All right, guys, and before we continue, I just wanted to mention that looking at the YouTube analytics, we're still sitting around like 85% of our views are actually people who haven't subscribed, which is pretty crazy to me to think about. We get a lot of viewers. So if you're new to the channel, check out some of our other stuff and definitely subscribe. So I have the negative terminal disconnected, just out of the way. I loosened up the alternator bracket line right here. Don't lose that. This is to my fuel pump. And then this is the alternator wire. So I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect it from right up here. Disconnects right at the alternator. Right there, it's covered by this boot. And then we'll be able to snake it out fully, and I can show you how bad it is. Alright guys, I got the original power line out, and here is comparison to the new one. You can see how much beefier it is. It goes through a tiny section, and then I had to extend it. I got some welding wire because this is actually pretty good for battery relocation stuff, and I had to extend it a little bit for it to reach. These crimpers actually broke when I pulled them out, so probably not that great of a connection with the old one. So now I'm going to go ahead and remove the boot here and transfer it to this one. You really just see how bad that is. I didn't do this. This was what it was like from the factory. I did add a little bit of electrical tape on top of it, but yep, here's the boot. Kind of got a little ripped. I'm probably going to put some tape or something on it, but yep, I'm gonna go ahead and put these on and get it all secured. As you saw right here, we just disconnected it from right there. There is this line that goes to the electronics here. This, I believe, goes down to, I don't know, one of the O2s. I tried like routing, I couldn't figure it out. It's attached to the stock line, so I just got some, I got this pick and just went back at the seam of the tape and just cut it. So these lines are good. Yep, I'm gonna put the new power line on, route it under, and then we can talk about the grounds. There's a couple of options. One right here, where my finger's pointing. One right there to the manifold, and then pretty much any of these studs can be used as the ground, whichever is closest, whatever is your preference. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue with this. All right guys, so I got that all terminated there. The boot that I had actually disintegrated, it just broke. So I also have to replace that. I'm not gonna be driving it really in the rain. I don't know if that'll really affect it. If anything, the boot's there just for water protection, I assume. But I got it routed under there. You can see it passes along right in there, down, then up, and it's going to terminate where the old one went. So now this guy is going to go on to one of those bolts that I mentioned on here. Probably just going to go for an easy one. It is kind of a tight fit right there. If I were to bolt it there, I'd have to U it and then down around. I might bolt it right there. I could also just bolt it to one of these. So I'm going to re-reference the instructions and just double check that and then route that, plug it in, and we'll give it a test. All right guys, I just chose the ground right here. You're gonna see how that works out. Just for clearance reasons, I don't have tons of time. I might relocate it down there where it might sit flush, but yeah, clean it up. They also include in the kit some dielectric grease. This stuff right here, so it's kind of like coated, light coat around everything, so it gets the best contact possible. And I believe it would actually offer a little bit of protection because it's some grease. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead now and direct my attention over here, connect the positive and the negative. I have the negative right here. It'll just go off the nut on the negative terminal here, and we should be good to go. All right guys, got the positive and negative on, got the ground all set up, it's not interfering with anything, and I'll probably come back and rebend this so it's not at that kind of angle, so it just goes like straight onto it. Have the terminal completely seated all the way down, and then also I need to add that new boot to that line, but no big deal. I'm gonna go ahead and set up the voltmeter and give it a test. Yeah, look at that, it's really stable now. Before, what I was saying is it was getting kind of close to this, so it'd sit more around just like lower 14, but it would frequently drop to 13 volts. So that's definitely a serious improvement. It's staying over 14.5 really consistently, really up to about 14.9. All right guys, that's gonna do it. We finished the installation of the SNH Performance wire kit. Like I said, you can do this to supercharged or non-supercharged Mustangs, and this just shows the benefit to doing a wire kit like this on any car. I mean, it doesn't have to be like this. If you have a lot of electrical needs on your car, you have like big sound system or a bunch of accessories, doing something like this is a very easy and cheap way to improve the efficiency of the system. So I highly recommend it. I'll put the links in the description. If you like the video, go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment down below.